Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. In yesterday's Take 5, I was referring to the Crusaders. And while the Crusaders were ruling the city of Jerusalem as a so-called Christian kingdom, their cooks set up in a particular market which became known as the Rue de Malcazine, which, if you know any French at all, means the street of bad cooking, which tells me that the Crusaders, when it came to cooking, did not probably have the best reputation. Now, that reminded me of a few years ago, I was in Paris, and I was talking to a friend who lives in Paris, and I described a particular street I had seen where there's a lot of cheap restaurants designed to catch tourists. It's in the Latin Quarter, and it's basically got lots of these little restaurants that offer 3-course meals with wine for like 10 or 15 euro. And the official name of the street is Rue de la Huchette. But my friend said to me, "Oh, you mean Bacteria Alley," because that's what the French people call it. I think probably most tourists, if they knew that the street of restaurants was known as Bacteria Alley, they probably wouldn't be buying their cheap meals there. Reputation can count for a lot, and reputation is important when it comes to us as Christians. Now, I'm not talking about where we are slandered for the sake of Christ. We all know that sometimes that happens, that the people of God may be slandered when they have done nothing wrong, that people slander Jesus and they will slander us. That's not what we're talking about at the moment, but we're talking about when the reputations of Christians are damaged because we deserve to have a bad reputation, because we do or say things that are inconsistent with what we are called to be. There was a 17th century English bishop called Joseph Hall, and he said this: "A reputation once broken may possibly be repaired, but the world will always keep their eyes on the spot where the crack was." So you can put together, if we sin and basically give ourselves a bad reputation, we can repair it, but people will always be looking to see if we're going to fall again in that spot where we messed up last time. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 1 says, "As dead flies give perfume a bad smell, so a little folly outweighs wisdom and honor." And that is true. You can have so much wisdom and honor in your life, and just a little incident of folly can end up spoiling your reputation totally. Somebody else described our reputation as character subtracted by all the stupid things you've ever done leaves you your reputation. But reputation is important. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5 and verse 16 in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus said, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." In other words, what it really boils down to is this, that if we have a bad reputation because people are slandering us wrongly, then that is something to glory in, because we are sharing the persecution that Jesus received. But if we have a bad reputation because of our own bad behavior, then that is shameful and a hindrance to the gospel. That's why in 1 Timothy chapter 3, when the Apostle Paul was given Timothy instructions about what kind of people to appoint as elders in the church, he said, "Now the elder is to be above reproach." And perhaps Peter sums it up best in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 12, where he said, "Live such good lives among the pagans, that though they accuse you of doing wrong, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day that he visits us." I would encourage you today, look, if somebody slanders you, somebody says stuff about you that is not true, trust God to protect your reputation. But please, don't allow a one slip up, don't allow a stupid mistake to destroy your reputation. People are watching us. There are people watching us who will never attend a church service, and people who will never read a Bible. I remember once hearing a preacher saying that we talk about all the different illustration or all the different versions of the Bible, the New International Version, the King James Version, the Good News Version, all of these. But the fact is, the only version most people will see of the Bible is the version they see lived out in your life and my life. And may we live out our faith, and in doing so, may we maintain a good reputation that, according to Peter, even though the pagans will slander you, even though they will accuse you of doing wrong, they will see your good deeds and they will glorify God on the day of his visitation. May God help us to walk in integrity and character and maintain a good reputation in Jesus' name. Have a wonderful day. Join us again next time for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.